New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about this tough loss on a back-to-back. The Knicks end up losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers 95-93. The Knicks were down at 1 point, 15 in the fourth quarter, until they made a storming comeback, finally tying the game with Julius Randle at 91 in the fourth quarter. And it was a tough match, guys. A tough match. The Knicks forced a bunch of turnovers, 19 turnovers forced by these Knicks, and scored 26 points off of the turnovers. R.J. Barrett had heroic layups, clutch free throws. Ryan played next level defense. The Knicks held this team to under 100 points, but still could not pull out the victory tonight against these Cavaliers. So some clutch shots from Darian Garland, who only hit 1 3 on the night, but it was the most important 3 of the night, and it proved to be our doom. And the Knicks, once again, the last minute failed to complete the last minute heave and fall to these Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're going to talk about it today. Before we break down this game in the specifics, you already know what it is. Introduce my guy, man. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Yes, sir. Ryan G's in the building. And Jay, like you said, the Knicks held the Cavaliers to under 100 points. But the story here is that Knicks held themselves also under 100 points because they could not hit their damn free throws.
Could not hit their free throws. And you know how it is, man. When we lose, I pass it to Ryan G, and Ryan G gives you those stats and these facts, man. So Ryan G, let me know what happened in this game. Let me know what happened with these stats and these facts, man.
All right, so the stats, of course, y'all know the Knicks lost 95-93 to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. The Knicks were led by Bodman Barrett, R.J. Barrett, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Julius Randle had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, but he also had a team worse, negative 22 plus minus. Quentin Grimes, great game today from the rookie. He had 12 points.
Yeah.
And yeah, Obi Toppin again, great game by Obi Toppin as well, 13 points, 6 rebounds. And then now for the game stats, we're going to read the game stats right quick. So the Knicks were out rebounded 54-59. It was clear that the Knicks did miss Mitchell Robinson today in the middle.
Absolutely.
In the paint. Yeah, and the Cavaliers had 29 assists. Oh, boy. So they were definitely passing that rock around. The Knicks forced the Cavaliers into 19 turnovers, but as you can tell, didn't make a difference. Knicks still lost the game. Cavaliers shot 43%. Knicks shot 41%. The Knicks shot 31% from 3. Cavs shot 36%. Both teams shot terrible from the line, but at the end of the day, the Knicks needed those free throws to win the game.
The Knicks needed those free throws to win the game. He said the RJ stats didn't update.
The RJ stats didn't update? Right. It says 24 points.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying.
Yeah,
the new stats I got
points.
didn't update. The new stats I got didn't update. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All
right. Thank you, Fritz. Yeah, man. A tough one. Really tough loss today. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. But first and foremost, man, the first quarter of this game, it was kind of tight, man. It was kind of tight. I feel like, we didn't make that many mistakes, and the refs really wasn't giving us the fouls that we needed to stay in the game, and we ended up losing that first quarter because I feel like because we didn't get calls. But the thing is, even if we did get calls, where do we hit our foul shots? Because R.J. Barrett was the one going to the who I felt like could have gone to the line 3 or 4 times alone in that first quarter. And he didn't get any calls, but at the same time, he was the one who was the most egregious in missing the foul shots today. But overall, it seemed like the Knicks were up for the task. Defensively, offensively in that first quarter, I mean, they made a few slip-ups. And, I didn't get back on defense. I'm sorry, and sorry if I'm talking weird, guys. My tongue is kind of messed up right now. They made a few slip ups on defense. Um, they didn't go back in transition, but I felt like, as the game wore on, Tom Thibodeau made some adjustments, and it really proved well for the Knicks, the adjustments that he made.
Yeah, most definitely. Like you said, first half I thought the Knicks did pretty well overall, offensively, defensively. First unit kind of lost the plot towards the end of the first quarter, but of course the second unit brought them right back into the game and was able to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
The issue I have is, of course, the third quarter. The third quarter of them always pops up for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like the defense that the Knicks played in the third quarter. I felt like the Knicks lost their intensity a bit, and Kevin Love killed them in that quarter. Kevin Love was on fire, and he was knocking down his threes, but there was one play where I was really upset, and that was when Garland and Love had a pick and roll, and Kevin Love already hit 3 threes already. Like, Kevin Love is on fire.
Yeah.
Garland, they did a call, Garland Love pick and roll. Randall left Love to double Garland.
I can understand it.
And there was no defensive rotation. And I'm like, why would you leave Love? And Love is on fire. And then Love hit that 3, and then the Knicks were down all of a sudden by 11. And I feel like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I felt like that was, the start of the end for the Knicks before the second unit came back and got them back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That quarter was the Knicks' third quarter of doom, as you would say it. I think we got outscored. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let's see. Looking up for the stats. If I'm looking at the stats for the third quarter of doom, Knicks gets outscored 26-19 in the third quarter. And the crazy thing about that third quarter was we played really good defense for the first 5 minutes of that stretch, and we weren't able to capitalize off of the defense that we played. I think, Ryan G, I was counting. I think we got like 5 or 6 consecutive stops in that first quarter alone, and we hit a couple to go up 5. Like, we hit a couple of backs to go up 5, but Evan Fournier missed wide open threes that he was hitting at MSG consecutively, and that failed to move the lead. RJ Barrett got to the line like 2 times in a row and missed 4 straight free throws, and Julius Randle too. He couldn't hit his shots as well. He was taking it to the hole and wasn't able to finish on his layups. So it was like all that energy that we exerted in that third quarter to play defense. It couldn't even give us a cushion when we had that big lapse. When Kevin Love goes off, because if we hit our free throws alone, we could have had an extra 10-point cushion, I believe, in that first quarter for him to chip away. And of course, we hit the open shots. I thought we eventually was gonna start hitting them. We would probably been up 16 or so in the third quarter. But at the end of the day, it's like it's not enough to get just open shots, but you have to hit your open shots. And the Knicks just didn't hit these open shots and take advantage of the good work you were doing on the defensive end. I gotta do it, man. You gotta do it.
Exactly. This is one of those frustrating games because when you look at this final score and you saw the Knicks down by 15 at one point, you would think that the way the Knicks played in that game, they shouldn't be down by that much. Like, it was one of those games where it was like the Knicks should be, like, the score should be the Knicks, like, the Knicks should be winning this game. It was one of those games where it was like the Knicks are here getting beat, but the Knicks should be winning this game. The Knicks didn't play bad enough to where it was like you should be down 15 in the damn game. The Knicks played pretty well overall. Like, yeah, there was defensive lapses. That's constant with this team, but overall the Knicks played well. So it was one of those frustrating games where it was like you should be winning, but you're losing.
Yeah, this was definitely a winnable game for these Knicks. It was just a couple of bad lapses, and even like the fourth quarter, Ryan. There was a couple of lapses in the fourth quarter. IQ took an ill-advised shot, and IQ had a tale of 2 games for me. IQ First half, he was a perfect point guard. He was like the consummate citizen. He was that kid in class who got all A's. He came to school early. Like, he did everything he had to do. And he set up Tosh for a beautiful bounce pass in the beginning. He set up everybody. I think he had like 5 or 6 assists or so in that first half. Second half comes, he's running and gunning. And he makes he takes a bad 3-point shot at the end of the game where he's kind of getting momentum. I'm half and half on because he hit it, but he hit it the shot before, but maybe it's not the best shot at that time. But there's a couple of decisions that happened in the fourth quarter that had me scratching my head. That was one, and the other one was Ryan. Are the timeout sets for last minute plays?
Yeah.
RJ Barrett hit a miracle 3 off of that same set last time, but I'm gonna be honest now. Even though RJ hit that shot, when I saw it, it didn't look like a good play from the beginning. Because usually, those type of plays they produce open shots, but the one RJ hit was almost like an impossible 1 in a million shot. So when I hear the announcers go, they're running the same play again, they're in the same lineup, I'm like, I'm not confident about this at all. At all. But I mean, what do you think, man? Am I off?
Well, I'll say this because I did want to comment on the Quickly shot because I know people say that Quickly takes those type of threes and that he can hit those type of threes, but my thing is this. I feel like in the NBA, there's only 2 guys in this league where they can get away with taking that shot, even if they're having a bad shooting night. And that's Steph Curry and Dame Lillard. If those guys take that kind of three with, in that situation, and they had a bad shooting night, the coach may overlook it, teammates may overlook it, or whatever the case may be, because those guys, they typically take those type of threes. They have a certain status in the league, and they've shown that they're, basically superstars in this league, especially Steph Curry, who can shoot lights out. My thing with IQ is that at that point you're 1 of 9 from the field. You don't have it. I probably would have made IQ slide on that if he was like 7 of 9 from the field and he was hot and he decided to take that 3 because I know he can knock it down. But in that situation, like you're 1 of 9 from the field, you should not be taking that kind of 3. You should be looking for a better shot, especially in that situation. So even though I think IQ had a decent game as a point guard, he definitely made some good plays from the point guard position, and he hit a couple passes and this and that, but I was not a fan of that 3 when it comes to IQ. Now for the shot at the end of the game, when it comes to drawing plays out of timeouts, it seems like the Knicks are always bad at this.
Yeah.
The Knicks are just bad at this. I don't know if Thibs is not good at drawing up plays out of timeouts or whatever the case may be, or if the assistant coaches lack in that category. I don't know, but with the Knicks having 1.7 seconds left on the clock? 1.7 seconds left on the clock, and that's the shot you come up with to try to win the game?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like we need to get back on the drawing board, call Johnny Bryant, and redraw up that play, because even though we won the game with that play the first time, it still seemed like a luck shot to me. For real. And it's funny because IQ is a polarizing topic along Knicks Nation. Is he a point guard? Is he not a point guard? Like, if you look at the plus minus stats I have up right now, he's still today, Ryan, has the highest plus minus on the team, and that's coming off the bench, and that's playing with starters and bench. So is he good? Yes. So I do feel like some of the quickly slander is a little bit exaggerated sometimes, but also you got to recognize that he's still learning. He takes bad shots and he takes good shots. Today he took a lot of bad shots in that second half. He took some good shots. He made some nice plays in the first half, and he still needs to find that balance to get to the next level. But as of today, him and even Obi Toppin have the highest plus minus on the team. But we know we're going to talk about right now. Let's talk about somebody else right now. Let's talk about Grime Time right now. Let's talk about Grime Time.
Sir.
Let's talk about Grime Time. The bullet going up for Grime Time. I I meant to talk about Grimes yesterday, and it slipped my mind. And I'm glad Grimes came out today and had that grimy game today on the defensive end, because this kid defensively is so what's the word? What's the word? Elite, relentless. He's relentless.
He's relentless, yeah, that too, yeah.
He's relentless and smart. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I feel like as far as where to rotate, where to stunt, I feel like him and Frank are on the same level when it comes to defensive IQ. Team defensive IQ, where he always seems to stunt at the perfect time, recover to his man on a certain time, but he has his footwork seems to be in a place where he can stay in front of other players too. Like there was times where he bothered Garland. There was time he was who the dude he was guarding that was like 6. He was taller than him, and I forgot his name. And he was giving him problems today, to the point where homie pushed him to the ground. Pushed Grimes to the ground, and the refs called no foul because of the way Grimes was playing defense on him was frustrating him so much. Somebody in the chat could probably tell me, but because I forgot his name at the time, and I could probably look it up, but I don't feel like it right now. Right? But this kid and the clutch shot today had the threes going. He had a good amount of threes, 4 or 6 from 3. But man, he really stepped it up. And he's special defensively, and on offensive end, man, he's holding his own on the end too.
Yeah, man, and Thibs gets a lot of abuse from fans, but I'll give Thibs props for this, because the fact that Thibs kept Grimes out there, once he got into the game late in the third and going into the fourth and kept him in the whole fourth quarter, I give Thibs props for that, because Fournier was not going. He didn't have it tonight.
Nope.
And Fournier is a liability on the defensive end. So I'm glad Thibs made the adjustment where he just let Grimes play throughout play the rest of the game. Now Grimes, yeah, it's getting grimy out there, because this guy, and I said it on Twitter. I was like, we got Cam here, but if the Knicks don't make another move, Cam is not going to get any minutes.
Oh, it's not happening.
And the reason why Cam is not going to get any minutes is because of Grimes, with the way he's playing right now, because defensively, he's on it. And when his shot is fall like it was tonight, he's somebody that you cannot bench him.
Nope.
You just cannot.
Nope.
And the Knicks need this from Grimes right now, because the way the team is going right now, you need to find positives, and you need to play those guys that's gonna, play hard every night and contribute every night. And if Grimes keeps this up, he's going to have a solid, like spot in this rotation.
Absolutely, man. Because even when you're thinking about it, it's like, man, Cam is here. We gotta play Cam. Whose minutes is he taking? It's like we have to make a move for that to happen. And can you even comfortably say you want to sit Grimes? No. I think it's debatable. I really think that's debatable, because even as Cam has the length to be an elite defender in this league, but Grimes today in his rookie year is more consistent in his rotations and consistent on his defensive end and his defensive effort than Cam was in his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? So like on the defensive end of the ball, Cam's ceiling is still higher, but today Grimes is still more consistent and is looking like one of the best wing defender on our team right now. Like straight up. Like I don't know who's the best. Like today, I'm trusting Grimes. He guarded everybody today, dog. Like he absolutely guarded everybody today. And
yeah.
And on a team where we have defensive efforts waning, because I gave Randall a bunch of credit, because he forced Mobley into consecutive turnovers, playing that one-on-one defense, only to wet the bed like a play or two later. And even Noel's defense, who I want to talk about, like you gotta give. I'm gonna give Noel credit too, because it's funny, because Noel is not the rebounder that Mitch Robinson is, but he gave you 13 rebounds tonight. He fought. And even the reason why we were able to turn the Cavs over in that third quarter was because Noel gives you the option to actually have a center that can run all the way up to the 3-point line and still recover back to his man swiftly. And his help on the pick and roll defense and his ability to run up to the 3-point line with that speed forced Garland to 6 turnovers, helped force Garland to 6 turnovers on the night. Like, Noel, man, Noel's second game back, you forget why he was here because he's been injured and for such a long stretch of time. But even though we got clobbered on the boards and Mitch definitely would have helped, he did a really good job playing with verticality on the block shots. Even though he didn't get any block shots, he detoured some, and playing a great team defensive effort against Garland.
Yeah, Noel, I think people forget that last season when Mitch went down and the Knicks went on that run, Noel was our starting center. I think people forget that. And
sorry.
And besides today's game, like even yesterday's game, because I was watching yesterday's game as well, and when Noel was on the court, Noel is the type of big where his help defense is impeccable. He's a great help defender. There were times where Fournier, when Noel and Fournier was on the court at the same time, and Fournier was guarding his man, and Noel came out and helped at the right time, and everything helped Fournier to stay with his man and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Noel is really good at that kind of defense, and as much as we got on him for Butterfingers on offense, he's really good at stripping, the ball on defense as well.
Yeah.
So Noel's definitely a big piece when it comes to defensive play. And like you said, Noel battled today. He did the best he could. He got 13 rebounds among those trees on the Cavaliers, and he was basically in the paint by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to big up Noel for that. He definitely played a good game today.
Absolutely played a good game today. Absolutely good game. Like, Noel 2 steals on the night, Julius Randle 3 steals on the night, RJ Barrett 2 steals on the night. The Knicks turned these guys over at a high clip. Man, we played really good. This is a game we should have won, man.
Yeah.
We had it. We on the road, not getting calls in the first half. Just to miss free throws, to have like a 3-minute bad defensive lapse in the third quarter to blow this game, and that's all she wrote. I mean, this is a winnable game, man. This was just a winnable game. Let's just get to the corner. Before I get to the callers, shout out to everybody who's rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Be Civilized, D Nice, Stanley Mann, JT Reddick, my real fake cousin Winston Ellis. Shout out to you, Angie D's Loreno, and everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show. Shorin M, Ian Goodridge, Vibe Shop, everybody, Blockchain, everybody's rocking with the show so far. And shout out to Press the Boss as well. I'll see you, man. First caller up on the night. You already know who it is. It's my guy, Reaper. Reaper, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
Hey, what's up? Good evening, guys. Thank you for taking my call. It's unfortunate they lost this game, but sort of expected, that they probably would lose, but they played a lot better. The defense was a lot better than I expected. I thought it was actually going to be a little worse, so I was happy about the game they played. However, there's 3 people to blame for this loss. It's like RJ. RJ's to blame, because all those free throws he missed.
Facts.
Julius Randle, because like his rotation, you guys talked about it, but his rotation on basically on Kevin Love, and the dude is hot. When what do you call it came in the game, when Obi Toppin came in the game, he didn't do that foolishness, and it wasn't like the crazy thing about it too. Because it makes sense, right? If you have a small guard, Kevin Love is dang near 7 feet. Why would you try to switch with a point guard? It just doesn't make any sense.
Makes no
and
sense.
It's not like Kevin Love is going to like really beat you off the dribble like that, where like you need to be afraid, So it didn't make any sense. And you know what was crazy? After they called the timeout, and they kind of went over that or whatever, and I'm sure the coach was like, "Don't leave Kevin Love," right?
Right.
They had one play where he was like on the same side. He was on the same side with RJ. And so at that point, he didn't switch. But then they ran another pick and roll, and then he switched. It's like, why? It's like, so what are you doing? Are you switching or you're not switching? And then it was like, and I think it was like, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Kevin Love or someone was able to get to the basket and, get a free, basically, we fouled them or whatever. And so that was, I felt like that was one of the issues with him. Of course, I've been talking about efficiency with this team. Julius Randle, after playing 46, 47 games, he's only shot over 45%, I think 12 times.
Yeah.
So that's really bad. And that's one of the biggest problems on this team. The biggest problem on this team, the reason why I count those is there's no one on this team that actually can shoot over 45% on you don't have to do it every game, but we have guys, they'll shoot they'll have one good game. They don't have 4 bad shooting games.
Yeah.
Or even worse.
Yeah.
So it's and so that's a big problem. So that's that was the issue with Randall. With towards the end of the game when RJ took that 3-pointer, the reason why RJ ended up taking that 3-pointer, Randall should have given the ball to RJ early.
Yes, the ISO Randall had me nervous as hell. I was like, oh my gosh. I saw Randall cheating, and I was like, no. I'm so glad he didn't turn it over.
Yep, RJ was kept calling for the ball. That's the reason why he took that 3-pointer. RJ didn't want to take that 3-pointer. He took it because it was there wasn't really enough time, and he didn't want to try to drive to the basket, right? They would have trapped him probably near the 3-point line when he tried to go to the basket. And then it would have been he wouldn't have been able to get a shot off. And so that was actually Julius's fault on that one. I mean, that was a huge blunder by Julius. And then, Coach did a pretty decent job today, but you guys talked about, that final play, I mean, Tibbs, that play sucked.
It does.
That was
the
worst.
So bad.
I mean,
yeah.
Even the commentator, you guys were saying, they said it before the play began, and it was just it's unbelievable. You're down by 2, and you're running the play that everyone knows you're going to run to try to shoot a 3-point shot, and it's why? At that point, you need to try to get something going to the rim. You have a couple of really good 3-point shooters there. And then the other thing, was it Burks who was taking out the ball? That was just, I just felt Burks struggles taking out the ball. Why do we always have Burks, passing the ball from, it's just I don't understand what Tibbs is I just don't understand what he's doing. I guess maybe everyone else is that much worse that he just uses a Burks. That's what I'm going to assume. He's the coach. I'm not. But it's just, those are the 3 people that lost this game. They were just horrendous.
Yeah.
RJ played a great game efficient-wise as far as from the field, but, the free throws.
The free throws,
I just
man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. It's it just doesn't make any sense. And, but, it's Nerlens played a really good game. Fournier, he played 21 minutes and had 0 rebounds. There was actually a couple of times I saw him. He was just looking at people fighting for loose balls. He's just he's a couple of feet away and he's just looking. And it's I just didn't get that. So I'm glad they benched him late in the second half. He deserves to be benched for that one.
Yeah.
And IQ, he, like you said, he played a pretty good first half. The only reason IQ was on that court in the second half
defense
is because of his defense.
Yeah.
It's if he should thank his lucky stars. He became a better defender this year because Thibodeau would bury him so far on the bench. He probably would have him playing in the G League if his defense wasn't as good as it was, But he's aside from Grimes, both of them are our best perimeter defenders, and so that's why Quickly was out there. That's why the coach never pulled him.
Yeah, Kimball's getting burned for sure on the defensive end.
Last point that I have, it's the last thing I want to talk about, not necessarily about this game, is about Obi Toppin. I've been back and forth on whether the Knicks should trade Obi Toppins or not. I've always felt like they should. I've always felt like they shouldn't rush it. For me, I feel like my primary thing is if you can keep them as long as possible, keep them. There's no reason to rush them to try to trade them, right?
Right.
If you look at our team in terms of efficiency-wise, player efficiency, we have only 3 players that have a PER that's above league average. It's Obi Toppins, Derrick Rose, and the other
And
person is Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And those are the guys, they have, pretty good win shares too. And so it's like the thing that I don't understand so because of that, people think his trade value is really low. But these GMs are not stupid. Leon is not stupid. Especially every time you see this kid come on a court, he does something special in terms of he shows athleticism. And the other thing, because he's the only one too on our team that consistently shoots over 45%. He may have a couple of bad games here and there, but he's like the only one. And what that tells you is he doesn't try to do anything beyond himself. He makes good decisions, especially, so he does what he's good at. And so, I'm just hoping the Knicks are patient with that and not try to rush it. Unfortunately, I have a feeling he may request a trade because of the way Thibodeau's been treating him. But, I really do hope they try to be patient with it. And, because it's, I think if they lose him, I think it's going to be a huge mistake when they do lose him.
Yeah.
And then the final thing, Kevin Knox again last night got, more minutes. Got minutes for the Hawks.
There we go.
And
Here we go.
And what do you call him? And Reddish is sitting on the bench today. And so
all right. There you have it.
Thank
For the
you.
second game in a row, Kevin Knox plays more minutes than Kent. All right. Man, you're gonna have thanks for calling it, Rico. You're gonna have the chat mad. If you keep giving Kevin Knox minutes updates. Oh my gosh. Everybody's gonna be pissed if you keep giving Kevin Knox
I
updates.
need to look at those stats for Kevin Knox in those games too. I need to know how many points he scored with the Hawks.
Man, oh man. It doesn't even matter, man. People are gonna be mad regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cam needs some touches, man. I had something I wanted to say, but I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot what I was about to say. But I'm gonna think about it. I mean, just go to the next caller. Next caller up is JR. JR, what do you want to talk about, sir?
Yo, what's going on, Jay Ellis?
What's going on, JR?
How y'all boys doing tonight?
Hey man, what's good, man?
We surviving, man. Knicks
good,
lost.
man?
We surviving though.
Yeah. Yo, before I even start what I gotta say, man, I gotta give y'all boys y'all props, man. For real. The Knicks go through so much, man. There are times that after a game, I have to turn off my TV and just get away from the Knicks for the night.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Y'all boys are really on there every night, y'all. I gotta give y'all boys props for that.
Please. All right, gunshots for us for showing up here right after the game. When I'm just listen, before KOT, we lost. My family ain't see me after a loss, all right?
For real.
But not KOT family see me right now, so it's different rules applies right now.
Word.
Yeah.
It's mad love, man. Y'all boys do your thing, man. But yo, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all, I always try to keep it 1,000. I'm gonna tell you how I felt about today, man. Honestly, even though we lost, I'm actually not I'm not down about this loss at all. I'm not discouraged or anything. I'm actually very encouraged.
Okay.
What I saw, because let's back and looking at the whole picture, right? RJ Barrett is really taking a step right now.
Yeah.
He shot 5 to 10 free throws. If he hits a couple more free throws, he win this game.
True.
And if you tell me that we could beat the Cleveland Cavaliers if RJ Barrett just hit 3 free throws and nothing else changes, I liked a lot of what I saw until we tied the game in the fourth quarter. I know we fell behind some because we went through an offensive drought. But overall, especially that first half, I felt like I was watching a Knicks movie, that it was just everything was going according to script. If you think about the way we started with Fournier game, those looks, RJ, the way he stops in that mid-range now and takes that fadeaway, that
it's looking money.
So much.
Yeah, it's looking money now.
Man, the way that he drives, people can stop him because they expect it. They have to wait for him at the rim and then use their athleticism. But if he can stop on a dime and fade away, that's going to start making players start playing him tighter, playing him to stop that fade, and it's going to give him even more looks at the rim.
Yeah,
as far as X's and O's. So RJ Barrett, man, he's looking that's why I'm not down about this game, because RJ Barrett is really figuring it out.
I like that. I like that perspective. I like that perspective, JR.
It's the truth, y'all. and I know that it's easy to look at, yo, where's Cam at? Where's Cam at? We all want Cam. But if we're going to keep it 100 right now, you know Thibodeau got that boy in practice right now doing all kinds of stuff, man. Doing all kinds of stuff. Because, like, Thibodeau's not just going, like Ryan G was saying. And I think I said it the night that we traded for Cam and you had that show. I was like, yo, right now, Cam is not playing more defense than Grimes. Yeah. And he's 6'8", he has more potential. But right now, Grimes, there's no reason why.
Grimes is
grimy, dog.
Grimy,
Grimes
man.
is grimy.
Yeah.
Word. Nah, man, that's what I wanted to say, man. Y'all boys keep doing your thing. Keep rapping, man. I'm always listening. If I don't listen that night, I'm listening the next as I'm driving.
I appreciate you, man.
Yo, I'm catching that next Magic Knicks game on April 4th. I'm ready to copy my tickets. And when I do, I'm going to have that KOT hat when you rep it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's go.
We're going to be heard.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be heard, y'all.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this video, subscribe. Y'all already know we in the building, man.
That's a
so
fact.
Let's keep our heads up, man, because we competed with the Cavaliers. And Miami Heat is next. I got my brother right here who's a Heat fan looking at me right now. Y'all next on
Y'all
Wednesday.
next, son. Y'all next.
Cavaliers started off sweet. Nah, it ain't sweet. It's never sweet. All right, boys. I'm going to take it easy. Y'all. Good night, y'all.
I appreciate
All right,
you,
man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, definitely. Take a flick of you on the KOT hat the next game, man. We gonna repost that for sure, man.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be a tough game, but I gotta back him up with his brother in the same room. So I'm saying I gotta back him up. All right, we gotta get that smoke. We're gonna bring it. If we play defense like we did tonight, we're gonna be all right. Hopefully Mitch is back, so we get the rebounds in, we get the blocks in. Hopefully Noel is still healthy.
Yeah, good to go. Yeah.
Noel and Mitch, they never can play at the same day at the same time and be healthy. So hopefully we have both of those boys together and healthy, and we're going on. But I like that perspective. If you're looking from the glass half full perspective, obviously RJ is taking the next step into his ascension. Like I said, I feel like he's figured out pace, man. He's figured out how to not just go straight up when he's in there, but he gives little fakes, little pauses to throw off the defensive timing, and he manages to kind of scoop and go under the defense and finish that layup with more regularity. And kudos for him for not losing his cool in that first half, for not getting foul calls and continue to keep at it and actually get into the foul line. So that's a good perspective to have on RJ. At the same time, though, bro, you still gotta hit free throws, son.
Yes.
Gotta hit. Oh man, you got anything to add, or you want to take the next caller?
Yeah. I just want to add something right quick. Yeah, if I was RJ right now, I think my main focus right now would be free throw shooting. He really does need to get his free throws up, because I think that's one of the main holes in this game right now is free throw shooting. And RJ, you see, with Julius Randle not really figuring out this season, I think it's a big positive that RJ's figuring it out, because if the Knicks are to move Julius Randle in the future, I think the Knicks have a solid piece of RJ that they could build around, because RJ is now knowing how to, because he's improved his scoring. He can score at all three levels now. Mm-hmm. He's finishing at the rim. He's becoming more creative with his finishes at the rim too, which is also a big plus right there.
Right.
He's improving his mid-range. He's knocking down the three. He's showing everything that's like pushing him. Like, if he continues on the rate he's going right now, he's going to eventually be an all-star in the future.
Yeah, so, man.
This is big right now that RJ's finally figuring it out, because with the way Randall's playing right now, the Knicks are going to need somebody else to step up, and RJ looks like he's going to make that step.
Yeah, man. Still a young kid, man. We still have him on a rookie deal. Hopefully he'll break that Charlie Ward curse. It's looking like that's the way it's going. He might be able to do it, and re-sign with these Knicks. Re-sign with these Knicks next season. All right. All right. One thing I also want to say too is Julius Randle still having problems figuring out when to pass, when to shoot. I saw a part in the first quarter when the coach actually called timeout because Kemba Walker breaks down the defense, passes the ball to Randle, who passes up an open three, who then gives it to Evan Fournier, who passes up an open three and gives it back to Kemba. And Kemba's like, "Why did you give me the ball right here? Like, I'm behind the basket. What are you doing?" I think it goes behind the backboard. That's something crazy. Tibbs comes out and is like, "Yo, shoot the ball. Shoot the ball." Randall's confidence is still shot on the offensive end for long stretches, man. I hope he gets it together. Because like Reaper said yesterday, like I believe, if we're going to go anywhere consistently, Randall is going to have to start hit shots eventually. But hopefully But so yeah, that's my PSA about Randall, and hopefully Barrett continues his ascension as a playmaker and a guy who can make shots and make difficult layups against other teams. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next caller up. I think you got three callers up. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you're from.
Yeah.
What up, my guy,
Gunshots for you,
JT?
Gunshots for y'all fellas. Gunshots for the KOT. Hey, gunshots for Grimes. That's the only people who deserve gunshots right now. Everybody deserves bro.
Silent for everybody else.
Yeah, man. This game was terrible, and I had the pleasure of watching it with my little brother, who's a diehard Cavs fan. So you know how great that was. Yeah,
man. Diehard. Wait. Pause. Diehard Cavs fan? Was he a Cavs fan last year?
Nah, he was. I guess they Cinderella season when they won the chip, coming back from 3-1. Ever since then, he's been sold. I mean, he's only 17, so I'm like, I can't.
Okay, all right. All right.
I'm giving him the respect though, because he's sticking with them. He didn't go and became a Laker fan when LeBron went to the Lakers. So I give him.
Okay, all right. I give him a pass.
So I'm still gonna talk my smack. I'm like, but I respect you as actually being a real fan of a team, not just jumping, team to team for the players or whatnot.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But the thing with this game, I got a couple of takes on it. Like I said, I've been preaching about the whole Reddish thing. We got to find how he's gonna fit. He's not gonna just jump in and we play the next game and he's starting at the 3, or just starting at the 2. That ain't happening. We know that's not happening.
Nope.
We gotta find a way. The most realistic thing I see, like I said, is Burks just getting phased out the Burks and Kimba becoming situational, and hopefully that eventually happens, because even when everyone keeps talking about these trades, I don't really know what we're gonna get in return, who's gonna still suffer. That's what we want to see these young guys flourish and turn into something.
Absolutely.
My next thing I'm thinking about is Randall, and I'm not gonna give what I have a problem with, and this is my gripe with Randall is Randall has shown on multiple occasions he's not that guy. He shows he can't take it mentally. He shows all that stuff, but then he wants to be that guy. Because when RJ was trying to lead the offense, I think it was in the third quarter, you saw the pissing match on the floor between them. You saw them. They would ice each other out every now and then, because Randall would look and just completely bypass RJ, and RJ would look and bypass Randall. So that's the conversation needs to happen in the locker room, where it's like, dog, I get you getting 117 mil, but this is my team. So I don't know.
That's not gonna happen. I got the juice now, like it's Tupac. No.
Exactly. So I don't really see that happening, because in late game situations, Randall's gonna go for the shot, and even RJ. Like I was saying, that definitely the one who should have definitely got the shot was Grimes. Grimes is on fire. There's no reason why Grimes should not have gotten the shot before the last play, and even one of the last, like when Quick pulled up, that's when he pulled that shot, I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, bro, you should have passed it to Grimes. Grimes can live with that shot. Grimes, I was more comfortable. If Grimes would have took the shot and he would have bricked it, I would have felt better, because at least that's a better shot.
I feel you.
Like I said with Randall, dog, you keep showing you're not the guy, so stop doing stuff pretending that you are. We know you're not. Because the only way this is going to work.
Because the gunshots going on.
Because the only way we're going to go anywhere is if you realize your place. And you realize who you are.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I know it's not.
That's not going to happen. Know your place, right? That is not going to happen.
I know it's not, because Tibbs keep enabling him. I got to look at the box score and see, but I think Obi played more minutes. Obi had a great game. Obi should take more minutes than what he played.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the thing you can see with Obi is he's still playing with that shadow behind him, because he doesn't know at any second he get pulled from the game. But today he showed a great showing that he didn't even care. He's still going to play his game. So that was good to see. And like what JR was saying, because right now I'm spazzing like everybody else about these free throws. You got to hit the free throws. They're free. But like you said, Jay, a couple on Twitter a couple games ago, I think it was yesterday, was that, hey, these players got developed, continue to develop. So RJ, he's already made a step as far as finishing at the rim, finding his shot, all of that stuff. And the next thing is those free throws. So if he could finally become a consistent free throw shooter, 80% and better, then his game will be now. Because you look at it, if we take the time to look at how many games he lost because of missed free throws from him, our record will be different too. So that's something to look forward to in the future when it comes to that.
True.
Other than that, I just like Tibbs is frustrating. man, he's frustrated, and I'm very conflicted because emotionally, I'm like, yo, get him the hell out of here, trade him for a chopped cheese and a quarter water and a Metro card that's not even filled, making him fill that joint up and get him out of here. But then on the flip side, I'm like, ugh, I don't want this carousel of coaches. Like, we just need something, just some consistency. And also, too, if we're going to get rid of him when we have an actual good coach that can continue the culture. Like, I'd rather, if we're going to get rid of him, is where, like, if Johnny Bryant could step over, we still have Woodson, and he could just, go to that, basically become the head coach. So,
Right.
I don't know what y'all thoughts. I don't know what y'all thoughts are on that. But that's all I got for y'all. And as always, everyone, make sure you like, subscribe, share, buy the merch. These guys putting in this work all the time after every game. And we here always, all 82.
All 82.
I'm out. Yeah.
Shout out to my guy JT.
Yes, sir.
As far as Tibbs, I said this before and I'll say it again. I have my frustration with Tibbs. I definitely have my frustration with Tibbs. Do I want to get rid? Is it enough to get rid of him right now? No, it's not enough to get rid of him. I just have my frustrations with him, and I don't know he doesn't play the young guys the way I want him to play it today. But finally, he stuck with Grimes more. He gave Obi more than 10 minutes. That was nice to see. But like he's still a coach who coaches defense. He's still a guy who we keep saying from Cam, the new guy just got here. He's so detail oriented. He gives you the game plan. He works it. Like you hear all these good things about him. So I feel like as of today, the pros still outweigh the cons for me, and I want to stick with Tibbs for like another. I want to finish the contract and see what we have. To be honest with you, man, that's how I feel about it. Even though I have my frustrations with him. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, my fault. I was just saying that I feel the same way. I don't feel like it's the right time to fire Tibbs. I feel like Tibbs definitely deserves, to at least play out his contract and see what he can do with this team. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the Knicks front office has to help out Tibbs here, because if you want to develop your young guys and you don't want Tibbs to lean on the vets so much, then you can't sign those vets, because once you sign the vets, Tibbs is going to lean on the vets.
Right.
He's not going to give the young guys much playing time, unless it's like an RJ Barrett where it's like, okay, this guy's young, but he's giving me at least 16, 17 a game, so I'm going to definitely play him. But to expect him to develop the other guys like McBride and guys like that where they're at the end of the bench with this, it's not going to work that way. So it's one of those things where it's like the front office has to kind of like help out Tibbs a bit, so they have no choice but to lean on the young guys and to develop them.
Exactly.
So, I'm not on the Tibbs, fire bandwagon yet, but definitely, I do have his frustrations. I do have my frustration with him, just like Jay said. So we just got to deal with it and hope that, the Knicks can, the front office can put the right roster for Tibbs together where he can develop the young guys, but at the same time win games.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. But yeah, like it's the front office has to kind of force his hand a little bit by kind of giving him less options. To be honest with you,
yeah.
You gotta like do some 2-for-1 deals. You know how we got Solomon Hill here on the trade. Like you gotta bring some dead cap here, so he has to play McBride. Like the front office gotta do things like that and get picks back. And then like that's the way we gotta play it, really. So then you still get the development coaches working with these guys, and Tibbs teaching these guys defense, and then you get guys getting minutes. That's how I see it. Next caller up, let us know what your name is, where you're from, and what do you want to talk about.
Salute Jay Ellis. Salute Ryan. Is Rich Jim.
What's going on, Rich?
Rich
Calling in. Okay, Rich.
Yeah, I gotta call in because first let me say I understand you gotta hit your free throws, but I'm not putting this game on RJ Barrett. He's not one to blame. All right, you know who I put this game on? Evan Fournier, who was 1 from 6 from 3. Kevin Walker, who was 0 for 3 from 3. IQ, who was 1 from 10 from the field, 3 points.
in 26 minutes. Evan had 21 minutes. Kemba had 20 minutes. Those who are putting the game on. We didn't pay Evan Fournier $74 million to drop 7 points for us. That's not what we did. I'm not putting this game on RJ. RJ had 12 points out the Knicks, 24 points in the fourth quarter. I understand he missed his free throws in the third quarter, but in that fourth quarter, he hit 2 clutch free throws that put him at 50%. I understand he got to hit his free throws. That I do understand. But this game was not on R.J. Barrett. It was not on R.J. Barrett. And that's basically what I wanted to say. The kid is ascending. We got to, take our time with him because he is every year getting better. Plus, it's only his third year. He's still the baby of the bunch. Regardless that we drafted players this year and last year, he's still the baby of the bunch. I'm not giving up on this kid, and I'm not blaming this kid for this loss today. That's all I got.
All right. D-Night, Rich Jim calls in. Rich Jim is tight because Rich Jim don't usually call in. He be in the chat chilling. Listen, Rich Jim, I feel you. Evan Fournier, he missed open threes. But we paid him a lot of money. Evan Fournier deserves some blame. Emmanuel Quickly, he missed shots too. He deserves some blame. It's a team loss. It's a team loss for sure. But free throws with the game, you gotta hit your free throws, dog. You gotta get you have to hit your free throws, man. I'm sorry, you can't walk away and say RJ is blameless. RJ had a fantastic fourth quarter. He got us back in the game along with the second unit, and guess who? So I don't know. I just disagree. You can say you know what, RJ shares the blame with Evan Fournier because he sucked too. You can say he shared the blame with other guys who missed shots, but I can't say RJ is not blameless because free throws are essential. That's me still being an RJ fan and still recognizing that RJ has gotten better. You know what I mean? It just is what it is for me. It is what it is. And I think Ryan was really mad. He was really, really mad because he just completely left. You already know how it is with Ryan G's internet, man. Ryan G's internet it does not work, so he might be back in a few minutes, really. Nick Ewing says they are free, no excuses. Yeah, man, you gotta hit free throws, man. You gotta hit free throws. For sure. Once Nick says Tibbs left players in too long that didn't have it. I can say that I still give him credit for playing the second unit. I do feel like in that second quarter he could have played them a little bit more, but at the end of the day, I'm glad he played them the minutes he did. For sure, Evan Fournier. For sure, Evan Fournier could have been pulled a lot sooner for Grimes in that third quarter, if that's what you're talking about, because he was missing open shot after open shot for sure. But overall, I'm not too upset about Tibbs coaching today. Not as much as I usually am. So yeah, welcome back, Ryan G.
Thank you, sir. Computer was tripping, but fixed the issue, and I'm back.
All right, we back. All right. Well, shout out to everybody who's rocking with the show. Yo, Ryan, do we have any bro picks today? You got any bro picks today?
Bro picks. Oh,
I know. I'll put you on the spot. It's fine.
Yeah. The other day I did see a bro pick though. It may have been a while back though, but oh yeah, not as while back, but Russell Westbrook. So yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I think this man's gonna get Shaq in the full MVP this season because he's having a bad season this year. And there was a play where I forgot what team he was facing, but I saw the clip, and my man went, because Russell likes that elbow mid-range jumper off the glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my man drove to the basket, pulled up for that elbow, got mid-range elbow off the glass shot that he's so used to making, and my man shot the ball and it hit the top of the backboard. I was like, yo, what is going on with Westbrook this season? I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. I'm not trading for Westbrook this season. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trading for Westbrook. I'm not trading for John Wall. I'm not doing any of those. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's a hard pass right now.
That's a
Very,
hard
very
pass.
hard pass.
I can see Tiz playing him 40 minutes. Like, we got to use his speed. I can see it. I don't know. I'm not with it.
Nah.
Yeah, I was gonna give Mitch the
fault.
bro yesterday for miss airball and a free throw, but then I felt bad because he got injured, so I didn't even mention it.
Yeah, man, and also I do want to give Tibbs a bit of credit because I did like come in at towards the end where he was like he wasn't too mad about Tibbs coaching tonight, and here's the reason why I also wasn't mad. Not just the fact that he made the adjustment and made Grimes play the rest of the game and kept Fournier on the bench, but also the fact because I don't know if you remember in the fourth quarter. So Toppin, I think it was a fast break, and Toppin had the ball, and he tried to pass it. I think it was ahead to RJ, I believe, and Garland stole it. At that point, I was like, "Oh, they're about to take Obi out the game because my man messed up." And then I think shortly afterwards, because I think Cleveland scored, and then I think the Knicks
Call a
had
timeout,
another
right?
play. But I think Obi messed up like 2 times in a row. I think it was when he made a turnover and Garland stole the ball, and I think it was a defensive assignment, I believe, where the Cavaliers hit a shot and he was guarding the guy. And then the Knicks called timeout after that. I thought for a fact Obi was out the game because I was like, yo, because Thibs will be giving Obi chances, but then after the timeout, I saw Obi come back out, and I was like,
yeah.
He actually gave Obi a chance.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. When he called the timeout in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, no, he's gone. There it is. But then he came back in the game and hits a 3. And I'm like, okay, Obi, this is what we need. Give that man a vote of confidence. And this is one of those games where I was like, man, should we roll the dice and keep Randall on the bench since Obi is hot from 3 and just have RJ kind of do pick and roll and have him kind of standing, stay to stretch the floor? Because my man hit 3 or 4 from 3 for the game. That's what my mind was going on. But, of course, he brings Randall back in closing minutes, but I can't be super mad at that because he brought him back with 3 minutes left. But that thought did cross my mind to have Obi in there, so as like a stretch 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Yeah, I think we talked about everything we want to talk about, man. That is our show. Yeah, that last play was trash, Ian. That last play was super trash, Ian.
Yeah, very trash.
Last year. I'm about to end the show and I saw that comment. Yeah, that play was super. Shout out to everybody who's rocking the show. Shout out to Glam and Knicks who's back. Shout out to Nick Hewing. I think who is it? Nick Hewing. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, Nick Hewing, but shout out to you over here causing a ruckus. Defending Julius Randle. He said Julius Randle played defense today. He had 3 steals. Julius Randle played great defense in stints and then wet the bed later on. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But that is our show. I'm gonna wrap it up. Next show will be Wednesday. I think we will actually have a guest Wednesday.
Okay.
Ryan. I'm gonna double check to make sure that guest is still coming for Wednesday.
All right.
But I think we'll have a guest on Wednesday. All right. So tune in for Wednesday for a guest. And hopefully he's still able to make it. All right. So Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. And let's go Knicks. Let's beat these Miami Heat on Wednesday. Let's go.
That's a fact, man. We gotta do for JT and them. Yeah, we gotta beat them, man. We gotta beat the Heat for sure. You gotta beat the Heat for sure. All right. You already know where to find us, man. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram. And you can also find the blog at the Nick of Time Show.com. So definitely go over there as well and check out these blogs. So hopefully you get snap blacks in black and white and blue and orange. All you gotta do is go to nickoftimeshow.com/catalogs to get your snapback. All right, so you can rep these Knicks and rep the KOT show at the same damn time. All right, 2 Chainz style. All right, cool. All righty then. That is our show. Like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday. Tough loss, but let's go, man. Let's get this defense going. We got Miami up next. Let's get this W. All right. And you already know what it is. You already know what he's saying, man. As always.
Shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right? That is our show. We are out of here.